Kindred spirits. Welcome to this rainy, chilly May day. It's a good day to get some chores done, so join me. So I already started the day by replacing and refilling all of my herb jars. So many of them were just completely empty, so I finally got around to ordering new herbs, filling up my jars, and replenishing so many of the herbs I was low on. And aren't they pretty when they're full? They're just beautiful. And these are the ones that I use the most. And we're going to make a cup of tea today. And what's so much fun when you have a whole pantry full of herbs is the picking and choosing randomly to make a tea. So I never know what it's going to taste like, but it's so much fun to mix and match them and just throw them into a tea and see what the result is like. It's so much fun. So today, I think I'm going to pick orange peel. I'm gonna mix that with some, I think, cleavers. And some oat straw. And some hawthorn. I think we're going to use these four today, and let's see what they taste like. And our teacup of choice is going to be my beautiful Spring Ainsley violet teacup. I haven't seen her in a long time, so it's good to break her out and enjoy her beauty. Cleavers. Hawthorn. And let's do some linden. Okay, let's let this sit a few minutes, and then I'd like to share with you another chore that I'm getting done today that I think you'd be really interested in. So rainy days are so good for taking care of those chores that are nagging you and you just want to finish and get over with. And so replenishing all my herbal jars was one of them. But while we're waiting for the tea to steep, I wanted to take care of another chore, and this is something I do twice a year in late fall and late spring. And that is I replenish and revise my Bugout bag. And if you don't know what that is, let me explain. We're living in very perilous times. I think everyone would agree. So many things are in flux. There's a lot of division. So many things are unstable. And I have believed for a long time that it's prudent to look after ourselves. And if you've been watching this channel for a long time, you know I'm a big believer in self-reliance and looking after yourself and not depending upon other people to always take care of you. You do what you can do, and God will take care of the rest. Now, it says in Proverbs 27, I think it's verse 12, that the prudent man sees danger and takes precautions. And so that's what I've always tried to do. So about 20 years ago, I decided it makes a lot of sense to keep a bag of things with you for an emergency. I'm in my car a lot, and so what would you do if a disaster or an emergency happened and you're far, far from home? What are you going to do about that? What if an EMP happens and your phone is out, electricity is out, your car stops running? You can't just say, I don't know. A wise man sees potential danger and tries to avert it the best that you can. So that's what I've always done. So a bug-out bag is a bag you keep in your car in the trunk that will help you through unexpected and unforeseen danger and just problems and emergencies that can come up. It's not saying that I'm obsessed and worried and frightened, and it's not saying that I am not trusting God. I'm just following scripture, really. So I have this bug out bag. It's big. It weighs about 40 pounds, but it has on the back a rack, so you can carry it on your back comfortably and walk with it if you had to. So twice a year I empty it out. I put things in, take things out. I have to renew the food that's in it because it sits in your car for 6 months. And so I thought today you'd like to join me with this. So before we start, let's go check on the tea, and I hope it's ready. Let's see what this combination of herbs tastes like. The orange really comes through, it's very nice, very nice. I've never had a bad tea combining all the different interesting herbs. They're always different and always interesting. Delicious. Okay, now let's get back to our bug out bag. Okay. Now, I know this is a very big bag. I just keep it to hold everything. Most likely, in any scenario, I will probably only need something small like this. But it's better to have more than less. If a situation is dire, this big bag will come in handy. But most probably, this would be the size bag I'll use. So I keep both in the trunk of my car. Okay, so let's begin. First, twice a year, the food that I keep in the bag has to be replaced. In the summer, it's sitting out in the heat. The rest of the year, it's sitting in temperatures that go from warm to freezing cold. So you can't just keep the food in there indefinitely, obviously. So that's one of the first things I change out. And I keep a bag of all kinds of protein snacks. So this is coming out, and this is going to replace it. And just to show you the kind of things that I put in the bag, these are protein chips, and you always want to look at the ingredients to make sure nothing has a lot of oil in it. This is going to be sitting in the car for the summer, so you don't want anything with oil to go rancid in the heat. So these snacks are ideal. So we have these. I have a lemon protein bar. and I have just 100% beef. And I have boxed water. Why boxed water? Why not a bottle of water? Again, it's going to be sitting in the trunk of the car in that heat. You don't want the heat in the plastic seeping into the water. That's a bad combination. Boxed water is the way to go if the water's going to stay in your car in the heat for long periods of time. Okay, so this is all going to go in here. I also have these ration bars. They're very heavy. They have a lot of weight to them, which adds weight to the bag, but these things are fantastic. They really fill you up. They're high calorie, and they can sit in your car for long periods of time. They'll last a long time. So these are very good to have, so I keep them. I also keep with me a small communion cup. In any kind of disaster, emergency, I like to turn to the Lord first. So I keep this in there. I'm going to replace this. It's been in there for 6 months. It's time to put a fresh one in. So the first thing I have to remember is this has to be replaced. Okay. Now, we're done with that. Next this is my winter bag. It has socks, scarves, hats, socks, toe warmers. I also have little tea lamps to light in the car in case you're stuck in the car in the winter for heat. This, obviously, you don't need this for spring and summer. That comes out. Next, these are insect guards. These are special socks. These are what you do need in the summer and in the spring. If you have to sleep outside, if you have to walk through a forest, or wherever, you don't want ticks, you don't want mosquitoes. This repels them. This is definitely staying. Just your basic floss, toothpaste, deodorant, soap, tweezers, really good to have. This, of course, with a comb, safety pins, definitely, you know this stays. Old sneakers. The bottoms of them are still really good. This is definitely something you need to keep in the trunk of your car. And I have socks to go with them. They stay. More boxed water. I think I'm going to take this out. It's been in there 6 months, and I'll replace it with another boxed water. Okay. This is my emergency kit. I have moleskin because if you are forced to walk a very far distance, it's gonna get to your feet. So you don't want blisters, so this is good. Bandages, ace bandage, plastic gloves, lots of them. A finger splint. Hold on. shoes. This is a good one. All this stuff for your teeth. Pain relief Anbesol. If a filling comes out, get a special adhesive to keep your teeth together. This is really good. Tylenol. Now this, it's expired. This is coming out. This has to be replaced. Okay. Also, this is a mask. Gonna need that. Okay. Okay. Next, cooking. If you are far from home, if you are stuck having to camp in a park or someplace because you can't get home, you have to think about your food. So I have utensils. I have a mini oven, and it has let's see if I can open it. Yeah. Inside, it has storm-proof matches, so if they get wet, they'll still work. A cup for either cooking in or drinking hot liquids in. And these are fire starters. Okay. That's good. That will stay. This is, I think, just more winters. Oh no, this is underwear. I'm gonna need that. Work gloves, an emergency vest. Interesting. But if you have to walk on a highway at night when there's no lights, maybe there's an EMP, this is going to be a lifesaver. So you can see my bag is geared towards any kind of emergency and contingency. Of course, the Word of God, you're going to need this to get through anything. This is a very special sleeping bag that will keep you toasty warm no matter where you are in an emergency. If you're freezing cold in a building that has no heat, or you're stuck sleeping outside or sleeping in your car, this will keep you warm. Okay. This is a map. Don't count on having your phone's GPS working. Always have a hard copy of a map of your area to get you home. Now, this again is long-term if you're stuck far away from home. This is a travel john if there's no bathroom around. Flushable wipes, Lysol, and Tide, so you might be able to wash your clothes in a puddle, in a sink somewhere. If you have only one set of clothes with you, at least you'll be able to wash them. So, that's the main compartment. Let's look what I have in some of the side compartments. pads. These are great. Again, if there's no bathroom around, you're going to need these. With hand sanitizers, of course. And I have these very special socks. These are in case you are in a dangerous area. These have little tiny zippers where you can put your valuables. So if you get held up, mugged, or whatever, at least you'll have the most important things with you. Put keys, put whatever. They're not big enough to hold your phone, but at least you'll have other valuables with you that they can't get. This is a compass. Okay. This is phone numbers and information of everyone I know, in-state and out-of-state, their addresses, everything. Again, don't count on using your phone. Again, this is a sleeve. It doesn't look like much, but again, it has a compartment where you can keep money. So if you get attacked or mugged, you've still got important things with you. More tissues. Flashlight. Heavy duty flashlight. Small but powerful. You need this. Pens. An emergency charger in case phones are still working. You need this. This is interesting. These are special cards of herbs and weeds that are edible. So if you are stuck near a forest, some woodlands, or whatever, at least you'll know the plants around you and what's edible. Now, for instance, where I live, there are tons of these plants, and this is chicory. So this is great to know. What can I do with chicory? And they have all kinds of other weeds and herbs that you might be dependent upon. You never know. This is very interesting. This gadget right here has 4 different, I guess you'd call screws. If you are in a location where you have access to outdoor water systems, this will help you manipulate that and get access to water in buildings and things like that. And it can be used for so many other things if you have to unscrew. So this is very good. I have a bigger one too. The only problem with things like this is they add weight to your bag, but again, it depends upon where you're bugging out to. If you have to abandon your car and just take your bag, will you be leaving your car for days or weeks? Then you need this big one. If you're only leaving your car for a day or two, this one will work. You don't know. So it's good to be prepared for any contingency. Again, this is another survival wrap that'll keep you warm. This I can take out because we don't really need this for spring and summer. Okay. Some rope. This This is a life straw. These are plastic tarps. They're sold as shower curtains, but they'll work in a pinch, and they weigh like nothing, so these are good to keep in your bag. This is water purification tabs. Now these are expired, so I have new ones. Here they are. I bought some new ones, so I'm going to replace these with this. A plastic bag. There's so many uses for these things. Always have one with you. And this is a bandana. This has so many uses for it. And what I like about it is that it encourages us to have faith in a bad situation. I don't want to forget this. For my summer bag, sunglasses, sunscreen, and a mosquito repellent bracelet. Gotta add that. So that's pretty much what I keep in my Bugout bag. And I really encourage you to have one also. Now, I am missing a few things. I think I should add a t-shirt and a pair of shorts to this for the summer. And let's, yeah, so, so yes, so I hope this encouraged you to start considering taking care of yourself in emergency. And of course, we always hope nothing will ever happen, but it's just prudent and wise to be prepared. The chances of you needing to bug out are very slim, but we can't deny the emergencies that have come up over the past 20 years. From 9/11, when an entire city had to bug out, to Hurricane Helene, where people's homes were destroyed. So it's really smart to prepare. And I hope this blessed you today. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time. God bless.